right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another video. You already know what it means if I am filming in this specific room in my apartment. That's right. It's another reading vlog. And I feel like it's safe to say this is maybe most people's most awaited reading vlog from me. At least I think so. That's right. It's Mark of Athena. Now, okay, couple things. Number one, this, I don't know if you can tell. These 4 books are the same. This book is not. These are like nice and matte covers and the spines are like a certain way. This one's shiny and it's not the same spine. I have been looking for the Mark of Athena version of these books to complete my Heroes of Olympus set everywhere. Can't find it. Here's my issue. I bought these at Barnes & Noble probably like 2 years ago, like a long time ago. Only these 2, because I obviously hadn't read the series yet. And I was like, oh, you know, maybe one day. And I just hadn't ever really gotten around to it. So I only had these 2. By the time I decided to go and buy the rest of the Heroes of Olympus series, hang on. Moving my whole shelf around, hang on. By the time I decided to go and buy the rest of the Heroes of Olympus series, they all looked like this. Ugh. Ugh. No offense. No offense to whoever created these book covers. And no offense to anybody who prefers these. But I don't like the shininess of them. I don't like the spines. I hope y'all can tell that the spines are different. Hang on. I've got like 40 books in my lap right now. Look. Okay. Do you see what I mean? You should absolutely see what I mean. And then these are the covers. These are the ones I like, and these I don't like. Blech. So, for a while, I had 3 of the shiny ones, and then I had the first... Girl. And then I have the first 2 in the version that I like. So, I've been going to, like, used bookstores for the past couple of months, I'd say since January of this year, honestly, trying to find the rest of these books that look like this. And I have successfully found these 2. But nowhere have I been able to find Mark of Athena that matches these spines. So, I figured, hey, if I'm making this video, I might as well put it out into the universe. If any of you watching this at home have a spare copy of Mark of Athena in this spine and like book binding, and if it's in like pretty decent shape like the rest of these, let me know. I will buy it off of you and pay for shipping depending on where you live, because I'm serious. I'm not a perfectionist by any means, but I guess I am in a way a completionist, at least when it comes to my collection of books, specifically when it comes to Percy Jackson. And it has been bothering me so badly that I don't have the right Mark of Athena. So if anybody has a spare, let me know. That's my rant for the day. Also, behind me, obviously, in all these videos, I have my Percy Jackson books. This is not all of them, actually. This is just what's on these 2 specific shelves. If anybody would be interested in a YouTube video of like my Percy Jackson book collection, I guess is what I would call it, let me know, because I would absolutely do that. There's a girl I know on TikTok. I'm mutuals with her. She owns like every single freaking copy of The Lightning Thief, and that is something I have wanted to try and accomplish. Like, she even owns like the bounded manuscript from like when like the very first like manuscript type of like binding for The Lightning Thief, like not even like the official press release book. Guys, it's ridiculous. Her Lightning Thief collection is bonkers. I want to rob her every time she makes a video. I don't even know how, because so many of those versions that she has are like hundreds of dollars or like thousands of dollars. My collection is nothing like hers, but I still would love to do a video of my collection. I want more. I want to keep collecting different versions of The Lightning Thief. I think I have like 4 or 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I lied. I have 8. Anyways, I'm procrastinating Today we are starting Mark of Athena, and I say that this is probably the most anticipated reading vlog from people that have been following along with my Heroes of Olympus series because, I don't know, I just feel like that's really safe to say. I know the most about this book, I feel like, and even that, it's not much. I just know that Percy and Annabeth fall into Tartarus because everyone talks about that all the time, right? I feel like this is the Heroes of Olympus book that is talked about the most often, and I just feel like every time I post anything about Percy Jackson or Heroes of Olympus, it's people being like, I can't wait for you to read Mark of Athena. I can't wait for you to read Mark of Athena. So here I am, starting Mark of Athena. I'm excited. I don't know what to expect out of this book other than the fact that Percy and Annabeth will fall into Tartarus at some point. I assume that's the very, very end of the book because all of these books end on ridiculous cliffhangers. I'm excited for the 7 to be together. Oh, actually though, someone commented on one of my YouTube videos and said that like apparently after Son of Neptune, Percy and Frank and Hazel like barely even interact. That's gross. Also, people have been like actively warning me, I guess, about Leo and his character. Like some people are like, whenever I'm like, oh, I loved Leo in Lost Hero, they're like, oh, well, I'm curious to see if you like where he goes after this. What kind of a crazy ass response? You know the TikTok audio where it's like, what an odd thing to say. Literally me. People are like, oh, I'm curious to see if you like where Leo's character goes. Huh? That's a threat. That's a threat. People are threatening me. These are all the characters that I'm excited to see interact. In no particular order. I'm excited to see what the fuck is up with Hazel and Leo and like Hazel's dead friend, Sammy, I think that was his name. He's got the same last name as Leo. So what is that, Leo's dad? I don't know. Granddad? I don't know. We'll find out, I think. Curious to see about them. Curious to see, honestly, Jason and Percy interact. Excited to have Percy and Annabeth back together. Really curious to see where Piper and Jason are. It's going to be interesting, I think. As always, I am going to read the back of the book so I can have some sort of idea of what's happening. All right. Annabeth is terrified. Just when she's about to be reunited with Percy, it looks like Camp Jupiter is planning for war. And that's only one of her worries. In her pocket, Annabeth carries a gift from her mother that came with an unnerving command: follow the Mark of Athena, avenge me. Annabeth already feels weighed down by the prophecy that will send 7 demigods on a quest to find and close the doors of death. Annabeth's biggest fear, though, is that Percy might have changed. Interesting. What if he's now attached to Roman ways and no longer needs his old friends? Doubtful. Narrated by 4 different demigods, the Mark of Athena is an unforgettable journey across land and sea to Rome. We're going international. Where important discoveries, surprising sacrifices, probably them falling into Tartarus, and unspeakable horrors await. Okay, so this is going to be an Annabeth heavy book, which doesn't shock me. It's called Mark of Athena, so 2 + 2 = 4. Wait. I really shouldn't look at the covers of these books too hard. That does look like Percy and Jason fighting. Okay. Okay, so only 4 of the 7 get narrations in this book. I'm curious to see who gets chapters. If you don't know this about me, I am a child of Athena, so I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious to see where we go. I'm curious to see what we do. Let's get into it. Let's start. Who do we think has the first chapter? I haven't even opened it yet. If I had to guess, I'm gonna say Annabeth. Second guess is Percy. Okay, come on. Oh my gosh. A flaming metal dragon for a figurehead? Festus. I miss him. I miss him a lot. Piper's boyfriend. Okay. Oh my gosh. Terminus is back. Wow. Oh my gosh. I've missed Leo. That's my best friend. Oh, I'm sorry. Athena's Roman name is Minerva. Like Minerva McGonagall from Harry Potter? That's crazy. Oh my gosh, Annabeth is so smart. I love her. They're gonna float the boat over Rome. Roman soil. Same difference. Oh my god, they're reuniting. Wait, this is so fun to read from Annabeth's perspective. Kissing in front of a giant ass group of people, that's crazy. That's wild. What the fuck? She flipped him. What the hell? In my head, I'm thinking I'm picturing obviously like an older Walker and an older Leah. And I'm thinking of, with their current height difference, Leah even attempting to flip Walker over her shoulder. That's literally so funny. Leo, who grinned and flashed a peace sign. He's so me. He is so me. I only attack my boyfriend like that. That's so real. Real homies get it. And I am a real homie. Oh my god, everyone's a meeting. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Hazel's been 13 this whole time? There's no way. Oh god. Octavian is back. Yay. Ah! They're holding hands. Wow, okay, so Jason and Piper, I guess, have made it official. At least it's giving that they've made it official that they're boyfriend and girlfriend, because Annabeth just called them that, so I guess they are official. And it's giving Raina is jealous / confused. Now, I remember when I was reading The Lost Hero, I quite liked Jason and Piper. Definitely not as much as I ended up liking Hazel and Frank. But I did like Jason and Piper, like, as a couple. I thought the way Jason talked about her was very sweet. I don't know. I thought that they were cute personally, and I still do. A lot of people, though, were like, wow, shocked that you like Jason and Piper. We'll see if that sticks around. Okay. Once again, weird. If Raina is supposed to be the other option for Jason, I'm not seeing it. That's because I don't really know Raina all that well, I guess. I guess we'll have to see. Oh my gosh. Annabeth had to try hard not to cry when Percy was like, I didn't remember anything except for the name Annabeth. Wait, that's so cute. Jason and Percy fist bumping. Okay, so how do we get to here? I assume this is going to happen because the past 2 book covers have been things from the books. So that's interesting. Okay, 7 half-bloods shall answer the call to storm or fire. The world must fall, an oath to keep with a final breath, and foes bear arms to the doors of death. Foes bear arms to the doors of death. I mean, they've been making it a big deal this whole time that, like, the Greeks and the Romans don't get along. So I assume, like, when they do the whole going to Rome thing, are the girlies gonna fight? And by the girlies, I mean Jason and Percy. Okay, what's up with the Romans and Athena? I know nothing about Roman mythology, by the way. Anything I know, mythology-wise, it is, like, 99% Greek. So what the fuck? Why are they all freaking out over her being a child of Athena? I'm feeling personally offended. That's weird. I don't get it. They made a damn joke. Aw, it really is an inside joke. With season 3 of Percy Jackson filming soon, I do very much hope that they keep all the damn jokes in. I mean, they're not cursing, technically. The Mediterranean Sea. I've been in the Mediterranean Sea. I went to Barcelona and I stuck my feet in the Mediterranean Sea. And that's the first body of water I've ever touched that's not the Atlantic Ocean. Fun fact about me, if anybody cares. It's really pretty. The Mediterranean Sea is very, very pretty, specifically from the beaches of Barcelona. See, okay. No one can ever make me not like Leo. Because he just referenced Ella as Chicken Girl. Because she has wings. I know, unironically, if I was in, like, this book, if I was just, like, a random Roman camper, just bystander, boy, would I be laughing my ass off every time Leo spoke. I think he's hilarious. I don't care. Oh, I forgot that Ella says cryptic shit. Wisdom's daughter walks alone. The Mark of Athena burns through Rome. I remember that shit. Twins snuff out the angel's breath who holds the key to endless death. Giant's bane stands golden pale, won through pain from a woven jail. To this day, my favorite prophecy in any Percy Jackson book remains the one that we got in Son of Neptune when Mars was like, hey, go to Alaska, free Thanatos, make it back alive, whatever. Because every prophecy is just, what the hell? Okay, so the thing that Athena gave to Annabeth is a little silver coin. Octavian gotta be the worst character in any Percy Jackson book. I need them to go on this damn quest so that Octavian can leave me the fuck alone. Okay, so something's up with Annabeth. Everyone always has problems in these books. Can no one just be normal? Or, for once, when something is happening, can someone speak up about it instead of just keeping it to themselves? Oh, Raina wants to speak to Annabeth alone. Pause. Okay, see, getting Annabeth's perspective like this, I'm about to be real annoying.
Yeah. Y'all may not know this about me, but if I put my mind to it, I can be real annoying.
Because I have so many things in common with Annabeth, and I will continue to point them out every time they happen. Number one, the way she treats Percy. Very much the way that I treat my, hey, now fiance, so it works. 2, obsession with architecture. My major in college was industrial design, which isn't architecture, but they're in the same general realm of things. I took architecture classes all the time in college. I love architecture. And I also walk around places being like, oh, I love the way these columns lead into that courtyard. That's literally me. So y'all, I'm about to be very annoying with this book. Oh. Interesting. Minerva does not be having children like Artemis, but Athena does be having children. So that's why they're looking at Annabeth like she's weird. Oh, I forgot that children of Athena just like appear. Like Athena may be having kids, but she's not birthing them. They just kind of pop up. I forgot about that. People usually ask her whether or not she had a belly button because she was born magically. Oh my god, that's really funny. See, that's something Leo would ask her. Okay, so this is very interesting. Minerva, so crazy that that's her name, by the way. Minerva is still goddess of like crafts and wisdom, but Minerva differs from Athena in the fact that Minerva is like not goddess of war. That's why they be having Bellona. I think that's her name. Yeah. So not only is it weird for the Romans to see somebody be child of Athena / Minerva, but it's also weird because if a child of Minerva did exist, they don't, but if they did, they wouldn't quite be like Annabeth. Like they'd still be sort of crafty and I guess creative and smart, but the fire that comes with being the goddess of war would not be involved with children of Minerva. So I guess to the Romans, Annabeth is kind of like an anomaly. They're like spooked by her. And I love that. She strikes fear in the heart of everyone that looks at her. And I admire that. That's my girl. I'm so excited to watch this scene in Sea of Monsters where Percy and Annabeth talk to Hyla. Because when we met Raina and Hyla in Son of Neptune, I completely forgot right over my head that they were in Sea of Monsters. Like, I guess I just didn't really pay attention to the girls that were in Sea of Monsters. Because, like, why would I? Even though I also reread Sea of Monsters very recently. But I just didn't put that together. But now that I know, I'll be keeping an eye out for it. And I'm curious about that. Honestly, unexpected duo that I'm loving, Annabeth and Reyna. I kind of adore them. Son of Athena. What? So Athena might just be sending all of her kids on the same quest and they all just keep failing. Okay, we were getting somewhere and now couches are flying through the air? What the hell is going on? What is happening? All right, they want me to think Leo is firing on the Romans? I don't believe it for a minute. Well, okay, question. What was that thing Annabeth saw? Where like for a split second, when Leo smiled, it was like somebody was replaced, like had replaced Leo. You read the book. You've read the book. You know what I'm talking about. What was that? What was that about? Is someone taking over Leo's body or something? Leo wouldn't do this. Guys, it's not him. It's not Leo, okay? He wouldn't do this. Oh my god, Jason's down. This is crazy. See, I told you. It's not Leo. Something's wrong. I was hoping that Leo would be one of the demigods that gets a chapter. Okay, so that was 4 chapters of Annabeth. So I guess 4 demigods are narrating, and each one gets 4 chapters. So we've got Annabeth, we've got Leo. I would have to assume Percy gets chapters. And then probably Jason. I would assume Jason, maybe. Those are my guesses for the 4. I do think that is where I'm going to end today. You know me, I like to start out my days shorter. And then as I continue to read, we'll read in more and more segments. Oh boy, that was a lot. I can already tell you, I'm definitely liking this book better than Son of Neptune. Sorry. And I think that's mostly because, as you guys know, I say it all the time, Son of Neptune took me a really long time to get into because I didn't like all of like the Roman terminology. It wasn't for me. But yeah, I can see with just 4 chapters alone that this is probably going to be the best book out of the 3 so far. I'm curious to see how I feel about these 2 books. I like how Annabeth centered it is so far because I really do adore Annabeth and I feel like I have a lot in common with Annabeth. So really enjoying that. Really excited to pick back up next time I pick this book up with my Leo chapters, baby. I've missed him. Theory, hypothesis, if you will. Maybe Leo being like mind controlled has something to do with Sammy? I don't know. Shit's weird. We'll have to see. Thank you guys for joining me on day 1 of this journey. I'll see you guys in day 2. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to day 2 of Mark of Athena reading vlog. Now, as always, it's been 2 weeks since I've picked up this book? Listen, life gets busy, guys. Life gets busy. What are you going to do? But we didn't get too far into the book on day 1, I feel like. I only read like the first 4. And the next is Leo. So there's not much for me to like forget yet, which is fine. Now, side note, I'm wearing a headband. I've never worn a headband in a YouTube video. Normally I have my hair covering the sides of my face. And I can't really see myself well in my viewfinder of my camera. And if I look stupid, I'm going to be really mad that all of this footage, I'm going to look dumb and stupid. So tell me you like my headband. Or else I'll cry. Hairline reveal. Ugh. Anyways, okay. We read our Annabeth chapters. Only 4 of them, I believe. You guys know the drill. I can't. I'm so excited. I literally can't believe I'm about to read Leo chapters. Where did we leave off? Oh my god, right. Leo's like brainwashed. Someone like hypnotized him or something. Crazy. Oh my god, Festus is alive? Like, on the ship? Oh my god. My besties are back. Oh my gosh. We're going to Utah? I'm gonna need us to get to the bottom of this whole Leo looks like Sammy thing. Is it really something as simple as they're just like related? Or is it something deeper than that? I'm going to need us to get to the bottom of that quickly. Thank you. Okay, so I think everyone's on the ship. We've got Annabeth, Percy, Leo, Piper, Jason, Hazel, Frank. That's 7. Yeah, I think, and then Coach Hedge. That's everyone that's on the ship, I'm pretty sure. So we're all here. Everyone's here. Okay. Oh my god, I forgot that Leo can, like... Okay, I do kind of like this friendship that I'm feeling form between Leo and Hazel. They've just got a lot in common. Like, she can detect metal and, like, gems and stuff like that. And Leo likes to work with metals and gems and stuff like that. I don't know. There's just something about them that gives a really nice friendship. All right, who's this diva? Shucking oysters. Nemesis, the goddess of revenge. Okay. Wait, that's kind of cold. I'm called Nemesis in both Greek and Roman. I do not change because revenge is universal. That's kind of a gag. That's kind of a gag. Oh my god, guys, it's not Leo's fault. Gaia, whatever her name is, clearly did something to his head. Okay? Everyone leave Leo alone. They have 6 days to find Nico, or else he and the entire city of Rome will die? Brother. Oh, this girl, Nemesis, is talking to Leo, and she's like, your hardships are yet to come. You will always be the outsider, the 7th wheel. That makes me sad. You will not find a place among your brethren. Leo. The only thing, one thing might bring unity to Olympus again. An old wrong finally avenged. Does that have anything to do with the Mark of Athena? Oh my god, Leo. I don't think you're a scary freak. I love you, Leo. I'm sad for him. I wanted my fun, sarcastic, funny little Leo chapters. This is all depressing. They just met Echo. And Leo's trying to mess with her. He said, kiss me, you fool. And she just goes, you fool. Oh, Leo. You have to admire his commitment to the bit of wanting a girlfriend. You have to admire it. I want him to find love, though. Especially now that they've, like, made it obvious that he's going to be the 7th wheel. Like, we kind of already knew that. We've got 3 couples and then Leo. I want him to find a girlfriend. Narcissus. Oh my god. Narcissus is a YouTuber. I don't know how to react to that. I don't know how to feel about Narcissus being a YouTuber as I film a YouTube video. Okay, but my YouTubes don't be getting 1 million hits in an hour, so damn. And when did this book come out? Like 2012? 1 million hits in an hour in 2012 on YouTube is crazy work. I need to figure out what exactly a nymph is, because to me, when I hear nymph, I kind of just think of like a fairy. So to me, all these nymphs that are arguing over Narcissus or whatever is happening right now in this book, I'm just picturing a bunch of tiny little fairies. But I think nymphs are like human size, because Ella is a nymph, right? Ella is also human size, I'm pretty sure. But in my head, I keep picturing tiny little things. Tiny little things. But they're human size, I think. Honestly, I can't even judge these nymphs because I was still am, but I was in the fandom of One Direction in their prime. So them all being like, will you sign my poster? No, sign my shirt. No, sign my forehead. Can't even blame them. Can't even blame them. And this is over one guy. Imagine if there were 5 of them. See, this is why I love Leo. I try not to think it interferes with being nuts. That's a tattoo. That's a tattoo. I know you want some Leo time, but I'm way too cool. Hey, guys, I love Leo. No one's ever going to make me hate him. I think, okay, if anyone's curious, when I picture Leo right now, because they're talking about him having goggles on, I am actively thinking of like a dark-haired, dark-skinned version of that little fairy from Tinkerbell. You know what I'm talking about? No, there's like those 2 other Tinkerer fairies that like are friends with Tinkerbell in the first Tinkerbell movie, and one of them has the little goggles on. That is how I picture Leo in my head, but like a little bit different, like different hair color, different skin color. Does that make any sense to anybody? I hope it does. But no wings, obviously. Leo in my head is a normal sized kid. I don't know. The goggles are just making me think of that character from Tinkerbell. Leo is eating Narcissus up. When you look up lame on Wikipedia, it's got a picture of Narcissus. Only the picture is so ugly, no one ever checks it out. These are great insults. Amazing at pure suck. Baby, I invented scrawny. Okay, moving on to a Piper chapter. So we were just with Leo and Hazel, and now we're jumping to Piper, who last I checked is still with Jason. Oh my god, someone hit Jason in the head with a brick? Damn. Oh, Nectar and Ambrosia mention. That reminds me, I want them to introduce that to the Percy Jackson show very much badly. Like, that's one of the things that I don't like that they didn't do in season 1. Okay, so Piper just saw a whole lot of visions in her knife. Question mark? I don't know what any of them mean. One of them had like Percy drowning, which makes me think of in Son of Neptune. Wasn't there like some sort of prophecy about the Son of Neptune drowning? And we thought that it was Percy drowning in like that quicksand or something like that, but maybe that's not what they were talking about. I don't know. Hey, I didn't write the book. Okay, Piper's visions. For future reference. Jason with gold eyes, not blue. A bull with a human head. Giants in yellow togas. And then drowning in black water alongside Jason and Percy. Okay. We're getting somewhere. We're Scooby-Dooing. We're going to Kansas. I feel like Rick stood in front of a map of the United States and just threw a dart blindly and went with whatever state it landed on. Dude, Leo pimped this ship out. In like the cafeteria mess hall, all the windows are set to like ambiance of like Camp Half-Blood, which is sick. I love like ambiance lo-fi videos on YouTube, specifically of Camp Half-Blood. I normally have like Camp Half-Blood ambiance playing in the background of my reading vlogs on Patreon. I have to change it for when I post it to YouTube because it gets copyrighted, but I keep it the Camp Half-Blood ambiance on Patreon because I think it's cool and it adds to the vibe. So he's like put ambiance in the windows, and then all the cabins are like set to be the temperature of whatever the person in there prefers. Leo is so cool. This is so sick. Okay, one thing I will say about Piper, she needs to not be so upset when Jason is like thinking of his life at Camp Jupiter, because that is his life. You know? Like, I assume at this point, I'm pretty sure Jason has all of his memories back. So, while Jason is still obviously very happily with Piper, like, Piper needs to not get so jealous of watching Percy and Annabeth and being like, oh, you know, Jason's great, but like sometimes he's really distant and I can tell he's like thinking about Camp Jupiter. It's like, well, yeah, babe. Yeah, that's his home. She's like, it didn't help that Jason chose to wear a purple shirt today, the color of the Romans. He's Roman. He's Roman, babe. Babes. He's Roman. What are you gonna do about it? You want him to not be Roman? He's Roman. And why does Frank have beef with Leo? Now, okay, I get Frank probably doesn't like Leo because Leo looks like Sammy, and Frank knows that Hazel and Sammy were like this. But I don't think there was like a romantic thing between Hazel and Sammy. Was there? Unless I totally misread that. I might have. I read it as Hazel and Sammy were just like BFFs. Unless I'm forgetting something, but I don't think I am. So Leo looking like Sammy shouldn't threaten Frank romantically. Maybe he just doesn't like the thought of like Hazel feeling like Sammy is back. And like before they started dating, I guess like Frank was Hazel's best friend, and he feels maybe threatened that like Leo could replace Sammy for Hazel, maybe. I don't know. But like Frank and Piper, you guys need to stop being insecure in your relationships. It's not cute. Not cute, not cute. Be confident. All right, Piper, babe. Babe, I know you like Jason. I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this, Pipes. Hold my hand, Piper. I know you like Jason. But we don't have to stand there and say, after hearing so much at Camp Half-Blood about Percy Jackson this and Percy Jackson that, she thought he looked, well, unimpressive, especially next to Jason. I know you like Jason like that, girl. But what we don't need to do, I'm holding your hand, Piper, so I'm saying this with love. What we don't need to do is talk bad about Percy Jackson. Not in my house. Not in my house. It is also unironically kind of funny reading this and being like Piper's like, oh, Percy Jackson's not my type. But in my head, I am picturing Walker like as Percy Jackson. So it's funny because Walker's Percy Jackson is blonde. And Jason is also blonde. So it's kind of funny. But also in my head, I'm picturing Jason as like black to match Thalia. The casting of Thalia. So in my head, it's all scrambled up. But who cares? Oh my gosh! Blackjack is here. Wow, I really, really, really want to see Percy and Jason interact in real life now. I feel like this is like the first scene. Percy just summoned Blackjack and Jason just summoned Tempest or whatever. I feel like this is the first scene that they've like really hardcore interacted like that. And like Percy just said like, wow, nice ride, Grace. And I fear I need to see them interact in person, like in a live action sense. So I'm going to need us to adapt all the way to Mark of Athena, at least, in the TV show. I don't care if Walker's 25. Okay? I don't care. Bacchus just called Jason John Green. Like the author? Wait, that's so funny. The Roman version of Dionysus drinks Diet Pepsi, but the Greek one drinks Diet Coke. That's funny. Tiny little bits like that are so good to me. I just love that shit. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Twins, twin giants, Ephialtes and Otis. See, Otis, that's a name I can get behind. I can read that name and recognize it and pronounce it. Ephialtes, that's how Ephialtes. That's what I'm going to call him. And if that's not how you pronounce it, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not all of us can be named Otis. Bitch. We're going to Atlanta? That's where I live. Oh my god. We're going to Atlanta. Saltwater in Atlanta? Okay. Wait, this is so crazy. Oh my god. Now, how do I pronounce this kid? Phorcys? Is it 4 C's? Is the PH a P or a F? I think it's F, like phone. So I'm gonna call him Phorcys. God, I could be mispronouncing that so bad. Do they have ways for me to pronounce things in the back of this damn book? Whatever. It doesn't give me a little phonetic sound. Like, you know how you can sound things out like phonetically? That's what I need. And they're not giving me that in the glossary, which is why I look it up on my phone. Everyone in my last reading vlog was like, you know, you can look it up, right? You know, there's a glossary in the back of the book that you can use. Bitch, I know. It doesn't give me what I need. Therefore, I'm not using it. I know I'm a YouTuber, but sometimes YouTube comments really piss me off. They really make me upset because it's like, you think I don't know that books have glossaries in the back? You think I don't know that? I do. They're not giving me what I need. Okay, Gay is here now. Piper experiences a cold feeling. Oh. Jason's eyes are gold. Oh my god. Percy and Jason charged at each other, their weapons ready. Dare I say? Dare I say? Damn, I didn't think we'd get to the cover of the book that quickly. Eidolons. Eidolons. What's that? Okay, so, okay. So, Gaia can make Eidolons, something like that, ghosts, take over people's bodies, and she's like, you can live on in this body. If you do this thing, right? That's how she controls them. That's why Leo fired on the Romans, and now Jason and Percy are trying to kill each other. But I think the Eidolons, the little spirits, leave your body if you get knocked out, because Leo hit his head really hard on the deck, and that caused him to like wake up out of it. That's what I'm gathering. We're going to Atlanta. Ooh, this is gonna be so fun for me on a very personal level, especially 2012 Atlanta. Wow, that's gonna be interesting. See, Leo, I knew that you would never do anything to start World War III. I believed in you this whole time. Dude, Octavian is the worst. I want him to die. Oh, Jesus. Oh my gosh. Just everyone's getting mentioned. Keone, Polybates, a sea god in Atlanta. If I had to guess, we're going to the Georgia Aquarium. Is that where we're going to go? Because if we're going to specifically Atlanta, obviously there's no salt water in Atlanta. We could have gone to like Tybee Island or something. Like there's plenty of beaches in Georgia, but we're going to specifically Atlanta. Oh my god, the spirits are still in the room? Ah! Oh my god, wait, why is this a scary movie? Piper goes, Eidolons, raise your hands. And Leo goes, did you really think that was... His voice dies. His face goes slack, and he raises his hand. And then Jason and Percy do the same thing. Oh my god. That is a horror movie. That is a horror film. Oh my god. Forgot that Frank was at risk of dying. Oh my god. This is so much... There's just so much happening. Oh my god. I love when Piper does her little Jedi mind trick. I love it, I love it, I love it. Dude, Jason has to have like a level 3 concussion at this point. See, now Piper, don't feel bad about almost letting like Jason kill Percy, because I know if that was me, and it was like me and my fiance Chris and somebody else who like I might be friends with, but I don't love. Actually, no, she just met Percy. She just met Percy. Girl, don't feel bad about that. I think any normal person would be like a little hesitant. If love means anything, don't take Jason away. It's a bit drastic, I think. I don't think anyone's gonna die. I say that like a lot of people didn't die in like the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series, because Bianca and Zoe died in book 3, and then a lot of people died in like book 5. I don't think any of these people are gonna die. That sounds drastic. And like they're the main characters. I feel like Rick doesn't really kill main characters. I mean, he killed Luke, but like, where was Luke gonna go? You know what I mean? Okay. I'm trying to figure out still why people don't like Jason and Piper. Because Jason just said, I never felt that way towards Raina, so like I didn't think twice about asking you to contact Raina, like, because you have nothing to be worried about. Do people just not like Piper with Jason because she might be a little insecure about their relationship? That's not a reason to not like them, guys. People, when I said I liked Jason and Piper together, you would think that I said the most outlandish thing in the world when I said that, based on the way that people were like, wow, I'm shocked that you like Jason and Piper. They're cute. I do find this conflict interesting though with Jason, because Jason's with Piper, but Jason does belong at Camp Jupiter. So, like, when all this is over, what's he gonna do? Can he stay at Camp Half-Blood? Will the camps, like, have, like, a union of sorts, maybe? I don't know. Could he bring Piper to Camp Jupiter? I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do as a couple. Ooh! Percy chapter. Okay, we read Leo, we read Piper. I think I'm ending there, because I've been sitting here for an hour and a half. We will pick up next time with the one and only Mr. Percy Jackson. That was pretty good though. And baby, oh baby, we're going to Atlanta. Y'all are gonna have to prepare to be sick of me. Guess what? Atlanta's literally right outside my window. Well, I live like maybe 20 minutes from Atlanta. I live in the greater Atlanta area. They're coming to me. They're coming to my home. I'm so excited. All right, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in day 3. So, you know how every time I'm doing one of these reading vlogs, every single day I'm like, guys, I promise I'm going to pick this book up again like next week, and we're going to be reading it a lot faster. Last time I touched Mark of Athena was July 9th. It's September 19th. Okay, listen. I got busy watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, okay? If you're not on my Patreon, or if you're watching this on YouTube and you don't really pay attention to the stuff I post that's not Percy Jackson, I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender for the first time, and that was just the main focus of my content for a while, okay? And I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably like, Cameron, can you not multitask? And to that I say, no, I can't. Look, there's only so many days in the week. And I try not to work too much on weekends because I like to fun fact, this is such a side conversation. Working in like being a content creator, the struggle. When that's like my main job. Like, this is my job. So I try to create like rigid time and day structures for when I work, because it's very easy to like overwork yourself in a way and like just like not be able to differentiate working versus like scrolling on TikTok for fun or whatever, you know what I mean? So like I try to only work from like 9 to 5 on weekdays, and I try not to work on Saturdays and Sundays. So like if it's a Tuesday and it's like 4:30, I'm like, oh, it's, you know, it's too late in the day to sit down and read for 2 hours, because it's not like leisure reading. It's reading with a camera in front of me and I'm talking to the camera. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking to you guys, talking my thoughts out loud. I've read plenty of books in the past 2 months, if you're curious. But those are like reading, that's like reading for leisure. So it's not the same as this. This takes like getting my hair done, putting on makeup if I don't already have, you know, my hair and makeup done that day, setting up the microphone and the camera in this room in my apartment, which it's not normally set up in. I normally just have it always set up in my office. Okay, so sometimes it's just not the right time. However, I recently just finished Avatar: The Last Airbender like a week ago. I watched the finale, which, by the way, great show, fantastic show. I finished it, and now I'm taking a small break from Atlas stuff to focus on Heroes of Olympus. Now, I do remember what happened last time I read the book, if that makes anybody feel better. I distinctly remember that we're going to Atlanta. I did genuinely for a minute consider getting like a little IRL streamer YouTuber mic to like clip onto my shirt and go to the Georgia Aquarium and read this book. So like this part of the reading vlog would be like at the Georgia Aquarium, which is where I assume they're going, because there's no other place in Atlanta where they would be looking for like water. I really considered doing that, and I think it'd be funny. But then I remember that tickets to get into the Georgia Aquarium are like $70, and I was just like, I don't know if the bit is worth all that. I thought I would share that I had the thought, but I didn't feel like spending that money. Oh, also, it's been so long since the last time I filmed for this reading vlog. I think at the end of day 2, at least on Patreon, I was like, guys, I need, or maybe it was day 1. Fucking hell, it might have been day 1. But basically, I was complaining that my Heroes of Olympus book set is not complete because I didn't have like the right spine for Mark of Athena. Well, guess what? I have it now. It's really old though. I kind of want a better non-beat up version, low key, but at least I have it. My fiance found it for me, so shout out to him for that. But okay, we're at chapter 13. Shout out to Taylor Swift. We're starting with a Percy chapter. Right, okay. Piper's got something going on with her knife. Leo's got stuff going on with, he got brainwashed, kind of, taken over a little bit. Percy and Jason also got taken over a little bit. Percy and Jason almost killed each other. Piper, if she had to pick, she would have let Jason kill Percy, which is not an invalid opinion. I remember all that. So, chapter 13. Right, okay. I remember there were two giants, or some giants mentioned, and I remember being excited that one of them was named Otis, because that's a name I can pronounce. Now, Ephialtes might want to be called that. However, I do think I will be calling him Effie. Yo, also, I don't know what Effie has against ballet and ballerinas, but Swan Lake is one of the best ballets ever created, so he should start giving it some respect. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh my god, we found Nico. Oh my gosh, this is my first time, I think, reading a Percy Jackson book where I can picture the Nico that's been cast in the show. Shout out to Levi Chrysopoulos. He's playing Nico in the TV show. So now when I read about Nico, I can picture him. Aww. Oh my god, not Percy thinking about marriage and raising a family already. I do kind of agree with Percy, though, if this is the point he's making. Like, Camp Half-Blood really should sort of have a system set up to kind of, like, help demigods after they are, like, old enough to leave camp. It's crazy they kind of don't have that set up, but Camp Jupiter does. Okay, I can kind of see... So when I picked this book back up today, I thought this, but I didn't say it, and I should have. I'm enjoying this book, and again, take this with a grain of salt because obviously it's been like 2 months since I picked it up, but like, I'm enjoying this book, but I don't feel like I'm enjoying it as much as I enjoyed Son of Neptune. And again, I know I said this exact same thing, I think, at the beginning of Son of Neptune compared to The Lost Hero, but like, I know that this is like a fan favorite, like out of all 5. So like, not even like a fan favorite out of like the 3. Like, I know that this is a fan favorite out of the entire 5-book series, and I'm just curious when I'm gonna get that vibe, because like, I'm having fun seeing everyone together, that's for sure, but I just wonder what else it is about this book that makes it such the fan favorite. And I feel like a big part of it is probably people being very like obsessed with the Persebeth scenes, because I just got through the whole scene of them sitting in like the stable that's in the boat ship, whatever floating ship that they're on, with like the glass bay doors or whatever. And I know that obviously like I love Persebeth as much as the next person, but I don't think I'm like as deeply obsessed as a lot of people are, which is totally fine. Like, I love them, but like Persebeth moments aren't enough to make a book my personal favorite of a series, if that makes sense. Like, I think the plot of the book has to be a big part of that, and I'm just curious if the plot of this book is going to make it my favorite of the series. Does that make sense? Anyways. Dude, I feel like every day we unlock new shit about the powers that children of Hades have. And it's just like crazy. Nico can put himself in a death trance, like a hibernation, like to keep him from consuming all of his air. What the hell? Oh, okay. This is what I like to see. We're figuring out some prophecy lines. Twins snuff out Angel's breath. Who holds the key to endless death? Nico D'Angelo. Italian for angel. I like figuring out prophecy lines. All right, I totally forgot that there's like a whole thing with Leo and Hazel, because Leo looks like Hazel's old best friend from the 40s, and like Frank doesn't really like Leo because of that. Forgot about all that. Oh my gosh, we're nearing Atlanta. When did this book come out again? 2012? Yeah, copyright 2012. This is gonna be so funny. Okay. They're trying to figure out where to land the ship, and Percy's like, somewhere central, high up, with a good view of the city, maybe a park with some woods. Don't want a warship in the middle of downtown. Trying to think, as an Atlantean myself, if they go for a tall building in 2012, they'd probably go on top of like, I don't know, maybe the Coca-Cola building? Because we have a Coca-Cola building here with like the Coca-Cola Museum. If they're going for a park with lots of trees, Piedmont Park. That's like our Central Park. But it doesn't have that many trees. I don't know where the fuck they're gonna land this thing. Oh my god, this is so interesting. Hearing them just like describe Atlanta. Cluster of brown and silver downtown skyscrapers 2 miles away, rising from what looked like an endless flat sprawl of highways, railroad tracks, houses, and green swatches of forest. Yeah, that's pretty spot on. Oh! They parked themselves at like the Jimmy Carter library. Interesting. What a weird pull. Shout out to Esther Muscled her car through traffic. Yep, okay, so Atlanta still had traffic in 2012. I'll tell you that much for free. Stories about the crazy families of Atlanta, old plantation owners, founders of Coca-Cola, shout out, the sports bars. Nope, sports stars. Not sports bars. That's my bad. That's just my brain. CNN News people. Okay. This is so funny. They're like, this is a hard question for you, Esther. Where would I find salt water in Atlanta? Duh. That's easy. Percy didn't know what an ancient Greek sea god would be doing at the Georgia Aquarium. Babe, it's like the coolest aquarium ever. So, as Esther drove away, Frank said, "Are all the people in Atlanta that nice?" No. Especially not downtown. Atlanta is split up into different places. There's downtown, there's midtown. Downtown can be scary. Downtown can be a very scary place. Bruh, they do not have the money to be getting into this aquarium. Dude, I wonder how much it cost to get into the Georgia Aquarium in 2012. I think it's like $75 now. It was maybe like, probably like closer to 50. Oh, they're going through the classic tunnel in the Georgia Aquarium. It's like, I'm sure you've seen it. It's like a big tunnel and there's fish that go over you. If you Google Georgia Aquarium, I'm sure it's bound to be one of the first pictures to show up. It's pretty cool. I had my junior prom. Yes, I think it was my junior prom at the Georgia Aquarium. It was pretty cool. Okay, secret compartment hidden in the Georgia Aquarium. Death in the Deep Seas, sponsored by Monster Donut. Good callback. Dude, if Percy Jackson Season 2 marketing doesn't do, like, pop-up Monster Donut stores, that's a severe loss, I think. Okay, so we've got 4Cs. I think it's gonna be pronounced with an F sound because it's a PH. I'm gonna go 4Cs, okay? And then we've got keto. Isn't keto like a type of food? Am I making that up? I don't know. Here's a question. How many children does Gaia have? Why the fuck is everybody we meet a daughter or son of Gaia? Like, I'm not trying to like slut shame Gaia or anything, but she has a lot of fucking kids. She's got to figure that out because there's way too many of them. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Gaia specified that at least that a specific 2 demigods must be spared. Interesting. Okay, next we gotta go to Charleston. It seems. Very Outer Banks. Oh, 4Cs knew who they were the whole time. That's crazy. Dude, it's gotta be so scary to like be somewhere talking to somebody and then all of a sudden they know your full name. Oh boy. They're stuck. Okay, that wraps up the Percy chapters. Fuck it, let's do some Annabeth chapters. Oh, I wish we got to stay in Atlanta a little longer. That was like the most exciting thing that's happened so far in this book to me, truly. Like, I was excited that all of them were together, obviously, like at the very beginning when they all met, but like, I was excited for that at the end of Son of Neptune because that's how Son of Neptune ended. And then them going to Atlanta was fun, but that was like over really fast. I love Leo, and I feel like I can't state that enough. They're talking about how they have a bounty on their head, and Leo's like, do you think they have like broken down, do you think they have our bounties broken down by price on a list? Because like he's like, I understand if I'm not as expensive as like Percy or Jason, but like I could be number 3 or something. He's so funny. How do people not like him? He's the funniest one. He's the best one here. Can I say that? Can I say that confidently? Even though Percy and Annabeth are included, Leo's the best one in this group. For now, at least. Sue me. I think Leo's the best one in the group. I need more Leo chapters. I love Leo. He's just so funny. Oh my god, we're going on a girls' trip. That's gonna be fun. Okay, yeah. See, it's moments like these where I feel very connected to Annabeth. She's like on Day Dallas's laptop and she's looking at like a 3D render of the Parthenon in Rome. And it's something I want them to start bringing into the TV show more, and I hope they do. They did it a little bit in season 1, but they could do it a lot more. Just like Annabeth's love and obsession with architecture. I feel very personally connected to that, and especially the whole 3D render of it all because I do so much 3D rendering in college for my major. So stuff like that just makes me feel like that with Annabeth. Ah, Annabeth went and visited Sally like once a week while Percy was missing. Oh my god, also, Sally and her husband? Did I miss that? Or is that new news? It's new news to me. Congratulations! Oh my god, congratulations on your wedding! I love Sally and Paul. Also, the concept of Annabeth going and visiting Sally. That's so sweet. Oh my god, I forgot. Athena's alternate in Roman is Minerva. Damn. This conversation Annabeth had with Athena is harsh. Aww. Okay. While I do say Leo is my favorite, if Leo razzing on Frank is making Frank embarrassed and sad, that makes me sad because I love Frank. I also love Frank. He's a sweet little teddy bear of a boy. But I don't think Leo means it in a harmful way, which I think relate to that part of Leo's character, which is maybe partially why I like him so much. Like, I am no stranger to the feeling of like saying something to somebody, and I think it's nothing, it's no big deal, it's a casual comment, it's a funny joke, but the person I'm saying it to doesn't take it that way, and it's like, I didn't mean any offense, I thought we were just joshing each other, and then the other person's like, no, and I'm like, oh, my bad. Frank and Leo just need to sit down and talk. Okay. If they sat down and talked, they'd like each other, I bet. Annabeth making a whole 3D model to explain how to get out of Chinese handcuffs is really extra. I'm going to say that for free. Just show him. Just tell him. You don't even need to show him how to do it. Just say, push your fingers together, and it loosens. Oh my god, Frank just said the exact same thing. Frank literally said, thanks, but can you have just shown me that on the handcuffs without the whole 3D program and the calculations? Yeah. Aw, and there Annabeth goes, defending Leo. Leo doesn't intend to be mean. He's just got a big mouth. When people make him nervous, he uses humor as a defense. Oh my gosh, the girls are going out for a girls' trip in Charleston. Oh shit. Aphrodite / Venus / mom to Piper. That's crazy. Wow, really is a girls' trip. Oh boy. I'm curious about this Mark of Athena, obviously, but like it's like a statue, and if we're going to Rome, see, I've never been to Rome, but I have been to Nashville. And I have been to that Parthenon, which is like not the same, obviously, but there's a statue of Athena in that Parthenon. Is that what we're looking for? I don't know. I'll find out, obviously. Oh my god. Octavian is here again. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's so annoying. Is this the first time Annabeth has told Percy she loves him? I can't remember. It doesn't seem like it because they're not making a big enough deal. Yo, low-key, I like Piper, but she is only worried about Jason. And like, that's all good and well. Like, I'm sure if like something happened to Percy and a couple of the other dudes, like Annabeth would be like, oh no, Percy. But then she would also be like, Leo, Frank, Jason. A whole mess of things just happened. Jason was flying like Superman. Leo was hanging on to Frank's feet while he was a bald eagle. A whole lot of shit just happened. If you've read the book, you know. And they like crashed or whatever. And Piper goes, Jason! And then Hazel goes, Frank and Leo. And it's like, Piper, maybe a little more self-awareness. Just a smidge more. You're so close. Oh my god, Dakota's here. So we're at Fort Sumner. A civil war is happening. And Annabeth's looking for a map. Oh my god. Rain is threatening Camp Half-Blood now? We have to kill her. We have to kill her. Can the Romans, like, calm down for 5 seconds? Like, it's too much. Way too much. I'm actually getting sick of the Romans. I was sick of the Romans and Son of Neptune because I had to learn all the Roman speak while Percy was at Camp Jupiter. I'm not a Camp Jupiter girly, guys. I love the color purple. Not a Camp Jupiter girly. The Romans are actually really annoying. If one person can die in these books, please God, let it be Octavian. Hear my cries. Hear my pleas. Please kill Octavian. Okay. I'm wrapping up day 3 of the reading vlog. 4 Percy chapters, 4 Annabeth chapters. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. And we will start with Leo next week. I swear to God, it'll be next week. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys in day 4. All right. I know what you're thinking. Cameron, what are you doing? This is a reading vlog. Why are you in your office? You should be in the room that you're always in when you read. And to that I say, you make a great point. But here's the thing. I think I might have explained this at the beginning of my last vlog, like day 3. The hardest part genuinely about filming these reading vlogs is I have to take like my camera, tripod, mic, recording device, and haul it out to a different room in my apartment. And that can just be a lot of work sometimes. I know it doesn't sound like a lot of work, but it just is. It's so much easier to just sit at my desk, you know? And this week has been a very busy week. And I'm not feeling particularly well today. However, I'm running out of time in the week, guys. And I need to read. Simple as that. I need to push through it. So I just figured I'd make it easier on everybody. And I'd just read here. At least for today. Because it just saves me time, saves me energy, and it's just easier. I think we're starting out with a Leo chapter. Yeah, there was like a war happening. We were in North Carolina or South Carolina, somewhere. We were somewhere in the Carolinas. All right. We're picking up with a Leo chapter. Very exciting. Oh my god. I forget if we've already touched on this with Leo, so forgive me if I'm repeating. Leo gets carsick. There's a reason why he's my favorite. Okay. We're getting somewhere with the whole Leo looks like Sammy situation. Interested? Oh. Hazel's taking him into a flashback. That's crazy. Oh. Now we're in a Leo memory? Question mark? Ugh. Leo's mom is here. Leo is seeing his mom in a flashback. Guys, we have to keep it together. Okay, so Sammy is Leo's great-grandfather. I figured that would be the case. Like, I figured they were just related through family. That makes sense. But that doesn't really explain why they look alike. Like, identical. Oh. He sold the diamond. Oh my god, that was like... That was the best chapter of the book so far. I am extremely interested in everything that involves Leo. And also Hazel. And I mean, no offense to my faves of Percy and Annabeth, but I'm just I find myself much more enthralled by Leo chapters. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, the sea monsters got Piper. Something about the concept of Hera, and these are not my words, I'm quoting the book pretty much. Hera has been shaping Leo's life like generations before he was even born, makes Leo so interesting to me. Like, that's part of the reason why I love Leo the most. The other half of that is just because I like adore him, but it's just so interesting. All right, new characters unlocked. Bythos and Aphros. But also, more importantly, Frank and Leo are kind of becoming friends. Frank almost told Leo about his little piece of wood. I want Leo and Frank to become friends. Frank, Leo, and Hazel all being friends / Frank, Hazel dating would make me so happy. Okay. We finished Leo's chapters. Now, that being said, I know normally I film for like an hour and a half of raw footage, and that ends up being like maybe 15-20 minutes of edited footage. I normally read like 2 people's 4 chapters or 3 people's 4 chapters. Like I mentioned at the beginning of this, I do not feel good today. Like I really just want to lie down and sleep. Sometimes the body just doesn't work the way you want it to, and you just need to rest it. All that being said, though, we just read 4 Leo chapters, and I think I read Leo chapters the fastest. Honestly, I just find him to be the most interesting. I think I enjoy his narration the most. I think that's a big part of it. I enjoy his narration the most. His narration always feels the most real to me personally. Just the thoughts he has in his head and how he, communicates them. I love seeing him explore his relationships with like Frank and Hazel specifically. And I just adore him. I just think Leo is the most precious. So I really look forward to his chapters. Next time we start up, we will be starting back with Piper, a Piper chapter. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry to Jason and Piper. They are not doing it for me in this book. And I don't necessarily think that that's like Piper or Jason's fault, because I really did like them in The Lost Hero. I don't know what it is. I think I just preferred the characters of Son of Neptune better, but we already know that. It's so crazy. It's like there's such a clear separation of how I feel about Leo and then how I feel about Jason and Piper. But next time we come back to this book, we will be starting up with some Piper chapters, and maybe Jason and Piper's storyline gets a little bit more interesting. I don't know, guys. It's not really selling me. Like, the feminine urge almost to skip over Piper and Jason's chapters is high. But I won't. I would never. I'm hoping they get some more interesting stuff given to them in this book, though. Not that, Jason and Percy fighting each other was like plenty interesting. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I can't explain it. But yeah, that does it for day 4. I'll see you guys in day 5. All right, guys. We're back. We're back in my little reading nook. And guys, my plan this week, my only plans for the week, if you will, are to finish this goddamn book. Okay? Today we're reading this. Tomorrow we're reading this. Today's Tuesday, so Thursday we're reading this. Genuinely, hopefully it doesn't take me longer than Thursday. I think I can finish this in the next 3 days. If I can't finish this in the next 3 days, then I have a problem. Because, we're practically already halfway through. What would today be? Day 5? I would say today is really more like day 4.5. Because on day 4, I was feeling sick and I only read like 4 Leo chapters just to get it out. So today's like day 4.5, if you will. Right, okay. Last we left off, Frank and Hazel and Leo were like kidnapped underwater or something. Oh, Jesus. And I do feel bad because I remember at the end of my last reading entry, I was like, next we're going to start out with Piper chapters. And I was like, I'm not really feeling Jason and Piper. Like, they're the least interesting ones to me. And I do feel bad saying that because the first line of this Piper chapter is, Piper had a new entry in her top 10 list of times Piper felt useless. She said it first, not me. All right. Everyone is back together, and Nico only has less than 2 days. Gonna need them to hurry up. Is this book gonna end like right when they get to Rome? No, I feel like, okay, halfway through the book, right? I know that at the end of this book, Percy and Annabeth fall into Tartarus. I know that. Like I said at the beginning of this reading vlog, you can't exist on Percy Jackson Twitter or in the Percy Jackson fandom and not know that that happens. Like, that's like the one thing I know about this book series. Do I know how they get out of there? No, I don't know any of that. But I just know that that happens, right? But I don't know, like, where that leaves us. Is that before or after Annabeth does the thing that she needs to do? Is that the thing Annabeth needs to do for her mom? I don't know. And I have no idea, like, I feel like the next 2 books might just take place in Rome. I don't know. Guys, let's just read. Yo! The Athena statue and the Parthenon. I've been to that in Nashville. Oh, it disappeared. Honestly, okay, they're talking about like what could be down where Annabeth has to go, and Percy's like, Annabeth, what if it's spiders? And the way that Annabeth is with spiders, I honestly relate to so much because I'm sure I've said this before in a reading vlog somewhere. The way that Annabeth is to spiders, I am to cockroaches. Don't put a cockroach anywhere near me. It is a severe phobia. It's real. It's called catsarotophobia, and I can't even look at a cockroach. I will freak out. So honestly, I relate. Listen, we need to do something to help Piper get some confidence. There's like not any confidence in her little, like, when she's talking, like in her head, like in her perspective. Like, she's insecure about her relationship with Jason, especially compared to Raina. She's insecure when it comes to her mom. Was Piper this insecure in the first book? I don't know if she was. I can't fully remember because it's been a while, but like, I just don't recall Piper being this insecure. I felt like she had actually kind of come into herself a bit more as like a child of Aphrodite in The Lost Hero. I don't know. It's weird. Literally. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. They're talking about Raina. And Jason's like, I told you have nothing to be jealous of. And Piper's like, she's beautiful. She's powerful. She's so Roman. And then Jason's like, you're beautiful and powerful. And I don't want you to be Roman. I want you to be Piper. Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Oh. Hercules is here? No way. Okay. Jason and Piper are going to talk to Hercules. This is gonna go great, right? Right? Ah, damn. Everything was going fine until they mentioned Hera. Damn. All right. They gotta go get a horn off of some god. Listen, I do love the Percy Jackson books. I love them deeply. And I'm really enjoying the Heroes of Olympus series. I do, however, feel like every Percy Jackson book would benefit from like maybe 1 or 2 less side quests. These specifically. Like, they couldn't just go to Rome. We have to get stopped by Hercules and then go get the other horn off of some minotaur god, whatever. And it's just Piper and Jason. We couldn't just sail into the Mediterranean scot-free. I don't know how necessary this is, but I guess I have to read it. Wait, okay, this might be like, you guys can let me know if this is a hot take or not. I don't like how Rick, no offense Rick, is writing Piper right now. Like I just mentioned a while ago, like she's being very insecure, which is like fine, but it's like, it's a lot. And then this dialogue on this page, it's Jason explaining things to Piper. Jason's like, says here he's a potamus, and then Piper's like, he's a hippopotamus. And then blah 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 blah. Piper's like, is there anything helpful in that book? And then Jason's like, yeah, blah 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 blah. Hercules broke off the river god's horns, which became the first cornucopia. And Piper's like, corn of what? Why is Piper acting stupid? I would expect responses like that from Leo, maybe. Like, corn of what? Hippopotamus? But from Piper, this feels weird. Hey, Piper got the bull's horn. Okay, we finished Piper's chapters. They made it through. I like how her chapters there ended with her getting the horn off the bull and basically just giving a big fat middle finger to Hercules. Like, that was good. And seemingly it seems like she let go of a lot of the resentment and insecurities that she's been having since they left Camp Jupiter. So I'm hoping the next time we get to Piper's chapters, which I feel like she's got to only have like one set of chapters left. Yeah, I think once I get through this Percy chapter, and I think the Annabeth chapters that come after Percy's chapters, I think everybody only has one round of chapters left, which is crazy. So let's get into these Percy chapters. I feel like Percy chapters go by way faster. Percy, Annabeth, and Leo chapters go by super fast for me. Everyone else, not so much. Okay. As Percy tends to do, he had a dream. The giants, Otis, and his brother, I think I decided to start calling Effie, talking about Lord knows what. I'm sure it'll make sense in a minute. But long story short, I think Gaia wants Annabeth taken alive. And I quote that her blood must be spilt on the ancient stones. So that doesn't sound too good for my girl Annabeth. Oh my gosh, Titan's Curse mention. I gotta reread that book because we're getting like footage and stuff from them filming Titan's Curse like left and right now, and it's been a minute since I read that book and I kind of don't remember it as well as I should. I remember Battle of Labyrinth and The Last Olympian best out of the 5 books. And I remember Sea of Monsters because that's the one I've read the most recently, even though that was like last year? Earlier this year? Last year? One of the two. But anyways, Titan's Curse mention. Oh my god. Okay. So much is happening. Their ship is getting attacked. But before that, you know, Percy and Annabeth are talking. And I'll read this little passage to you guys. It made him feel guilty and a little bit selfish to be standing there arguing with her. She had to go on this quest. The fate of the world might depend on it, but part of him wanted to say, forget the world. He didn't want to be without her. I can understand whenever I'm reading specifically Percy's chapters, and I think also a little bit of Annabeth's chapters. Annabeth has a lot going on right now though, but like when I read Percy and Annabeth's chapters in this book, I can understand why it's a lot of people's favorite book of the 5 in this book series, or at least the 3 that I've read so far, from specifically a Persebeth perspective. I can understand that. So far though, and again, I do need to preface, my opinion might be a little skewed because it's taking me long times to read these books because I have to do stuff in between the days that I read. I'm not sure as right now. that this is my favorite book of the 3 I've read. I still feel like I favor Son of Neptune so far. Like, it's fun to see all the people together. And, like, if I was just reading Annabeth and Percy chapters while all the characters are together, but it was just Percy and Annabeth chapters, I might like it a little bit more. But, like, it's, like, really good when I'm reading Percy, Annabeth, and Leo. And then if it's, like, Jason or Piper, it's like, does Jason even have chapters in this book? Or am I making that up in my head? Wow, okay, I've really been making it up in my head that everyone in this book has been having chapters. It's only Percy, Annabeth, Piper, and Leo. Sorry, Piper chapters. If the Piper chapters didn't exist, I might like this book more, and I hate saying that. I do hate saying that. But anyways, their ship's being attacked. So, once again, we can't have 5 minutes to fucking breathe in these books. This is why I hate these books, low-key, because they want me to pronounce this name like this.
Chrysaor. Chrysaor.
A name that looks like Chrysaor is Harisar with an H. I'm going to pronounce it Chrysaor with a CH. I can't be doing all that. By the way, why does Percy have 40 billion brothers, half-brothers? The person who attacked their ship is Chrysaor. I guess this was the golden boy that they were referencing. And by they, I mean the giants. Shut the fuck up. His mom is Medusa? Poseidon had a child with Medusa? That is a gag. Percy said Medusa is your mom? Dude, that sucks for you. Oh my god. Luke mention? That's a crazy pull. Rest in peace. We made it, guys. It's taken me months. We're finally in Rome. Thank God. Sorry. What do you mean Audrey Hepburn is talking to Percy and Annabeth right now? Oh, okay. It's not Audrey Hepburn. It just looked like her, I guess. It's Rhea Silvia, mother of Romulus and Remus. Okay, Percy and Annabeth are separated. Annabeth chapter time. Up. Battle of the Labyrinth mention. Dude. Annabeth is literally the smartest person alive. I love her. Oh my god. Making a splint out of bubble wrap? She's so cool. Oh my god. She already found the statue. I thought that was going to take way longer. Okay. Go ahead, Annabeth. Oh, shit. It's Arachne. Oh my god, and she's just like a big giant spider. In my head, I'm picturing Aragorn, the big giant spider in the Harry Potter movies that's in the Forbidden Forest. In case anybody wanted to know what I was picturing. Okay. I think today is a good place to end with Annabeth basing Arachne. tomorrow I'll pick up with a Leo chapter, which is good because I always love a good Leo chapter. After Leo's chapters, we have more Piper, then Percy, then Annabeth, then Leo again. Oh my god, the book ends with Leo. Shut the fuck up. That's huge. So I guess tomorrow I'll probably finish, because I'll read Leo, Piper, Percy, Annabeth, and then Leo again. At least I'll try to finish, but it's not much. Okay. Good work. Good work, everybody. I'm curious. I want to know who has chapters in this book. Okay, Percy, Jason, Annabeth. Oh my god, Leo again. Leo, the favorite demigod. Genuinely. Getting chapters in every book. Oh, Piper also. Okay, wait. Do we get anybody new? Okay, well, Jason. So Percy, Annabeth, Leo, Piper, and now Jason. Oh, Hazel. Okay. So they just do more chapters from everybody. Oh, and Frank. Okay. So everybody gets chapters in this book. I wonder why he didn't give everybody chapters in this book. But okay. That does it for today. Hopefully I finish tomorrow. Oh, happy day. Very interested in Annabeth's storyline right now. Confused as to knowing how this book does end with them falling into Tartarus. Like, I don't understand how that happens, because I know it's both Percy and Annabeth, and right now they're not together. So I'm very interested. And this is like the most interested I feel like I've been in this book the whole time I've read it. So that just tends to happen, I feel like, with Percy Jackson books. I don't know. Just cut a lot of the fat out of the middle, personally. I want to get to the part of the book that matters, which is the end. Always. So, yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Me, when I promised to read back to back for 2 days, and guess what? I did. Today, I said yesterday was going to be day 4.5. That seems fair. I'll consider today day 5, and hopefully, I think today I'll be finishing the book. We ended with Annabeth, like on her whole little side quest of the quest, right? We're starting out with Leo chapters, and if I am correct in my remembering, we've got our 4 Leo chapters, we've got our Piper chapters, then we'll have Percy again, then Annabeth again, and then Leo ends the book. Which is crazy. I wouldn't think that Leo would end this book, but he does. But it looks like Leo just has like 1 chapter at the very end. So really we only have 1 chapter left per person. Like 1 round of chapters is what I mean. We left off with Annabeth, which is arguably the most interesting storyline of the book, I'd say, especially now that she's finally there. I am curious to see what's going on with the rest of our characters, though. Oh my god, there's cat hair all over my microphone. Oh, I didn't point my shirt out yesterday, but I was wearing a shirt very similar to this one that said Mood Reader on it, but this shirt, it says Book Club. These are shirts from one of my favorite shops ever. They're called the Common Room Shop. Phenomenal t-shirts. I'm obsessed with them. And I wanted to wear these shirts for my reading vlog. Okay, anyways. Leo chapter, let's go. Leo was no architect like Annabeth, but he could appreciate the engineering. Once again, furthering my agenda of Children of Athena being like this with Children of Hephaestus. If I have any Children of Athena or Children of Hephaestus watching this, sound off in the comments and let me know if you agree and feel the same way. Okay, I know I say this probably just about every time I read a Leo chapter. He is literally so cool. The way that he's figuring out like where the secret passage is, the lock and everything, like I just find him so fascinating and I love him and I'm never not gonna love him. Oh my god. Frank and Leo, my best friends forever. They're both talking while Hazel's down on the ground, whatever. And they're like, we both lost our mom to fire. And Leo tells Frank his story. And Frank's like, I never like when people say I'm sorry about your mom because it's never genuine. But I'm sorry about your mom. Those two boys are incredibly special to me. I don't think anyone understands. I need them both to stay safe forever. Hi, Indy Cat. Hi, baby. It's been a while since I put Indy in our reading vlog. He's so big now. If you guys were tuned in for my Sea of Monsters reading vlog, do you remember he like sat in my lap? Like the tiny little baby he was. He's huge now. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God. Oh, God. He's just sniffing all my books. Oh, shit. Those little spirit things, Elodians or whatever, are in the robots. What a crazy sentence I just said, by the way. But if you've read the book, then you understand what I said. Oh, they're called Eidolons, not, what did I call them? Elodians? My bad. Oh my god. Leo said one basketball to rule them all. Is that a Lord of the Rings reference? Did my favorite character in these books just make a reference to one of my favorite movie franchises? I love him. Okay. Gaia has Leo, Frank, and Hazel trapped in like Archimedes' workshop or whatever. She showed them Annabeth fighting Arachne, which we knew that what that was, and then she showed them Piper, Jason, and Percy going downstairs. Don't know what that's about, but we're about to find out as we enter our Piper chapter. Oh my god. It's Jason's birthday! Happy birthday, Jason! Jason and Piper kiss. How very sweet. When they're sweet, they're sweet. When Piper's not being insecure like crazy, they're sweet. Okay, so Piper, Jason, and Percy are going for Nico, which I'm not stressed about because I know Nico lives. Because he's been having books come out with the will. So, not stressed about Nico living. I'm not really stressed about anybody dying, to be honest with you. Not anybody in the 7, and not Nico. Like, I feel like campers back at Camp Half-Blood could maybe die, or some of the Romans could die. I'm not really feeling any of the 7 dying in this book, so I'm not super stressed, but I am anxious to see everybody get back together, and I'm anxious to see how Percy and Annabeth end up in Tartarus. Okay. They low-key defeated the nymphs with the power of love and friendship, honestly. Just kidding. They defeated them with, like, selflessness. That was kind of cool. The concept of, like, of whatever you're doing, it's a sacrifice because you're already dead. Pretty cool scene. Like I'm watching a movie. Pretty cool moment. I quite liked that. Okay, moving on to Percy's last chapter. Those were definitely the fastest Piper chapters have gone by in this entire book. Easily the fastest. And now we have Percy. I'm kind of just ready to get back to Annabeth, to be frank, but let's enjoy Percy's last chapter. Honestly, I know I said this earlier. I have to respect Otis. He loves ballet. I was a ballerina for 15 years. What do you want from me? I'm understanding this part of the book so much more because Otis keeps talking about ballet and choreography. Maybe we can keep Otis alive. I don't know. Maybe we can get Otis on the good side. Let's find out. Oh my god. Sea of Monsters mention with the Hydra? Oh my god, they're referencing every freaking book in the original Percy Jackson series. My god. Guys, if this is Dionysus or Bacchus or whatever the fuck you want to call him, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. And yeah, I am only picturing Jason Mantzoukas, by the way. Oh my god, it's literally him. This is so exciting. Oh my god. Is this book literally about to conclude in the Colosseum, like capital T, the Colosseum? Close enough. Welcome back, Gladiator. Close enough. Welcome back, the Lizzie McGuire movie. I'm having a great time. Oh my god, another Luke mention! This book is crazy! Okay, reading the last couple chapters of this book, I can see perhaps why this is everyone's favorite. I'm having a really good time. I've been filming for an hour. It feels like I've been sitting here for 20 minutes. That's crazy. Percy was almost the same age now as Luke had been then. Guys, they're killing me. Yo, this is spitting facts. Maybe the gods were better than the Titans or the Giants or Gaia, but that didn't make them good or wise. So true. I adore Jason and Percy working together. They're like, Jason's like on 3 and Percy's like, why wait? And they just charge. I mean, guys, I need these books to be adapted. There's not even an option anymore, actually. Walker, I don't care if you're 35. I'm gonna need you to be on set creating these books as Percy Jackson, okay? I don't like the concept that Percy and Jason are just like throwing insults out about ballet. I don't know how we got here, but I don't know if I'm enjoying that. Ballet is cool. Ballet is sick. It's beautiful. It's one of the most gorgeous forms of art and most intense sports you'll ever see in your life. Rick, I don't know what happened to you in your life to make you not like ballet and make it the joke of Mark of Athena, but I don't appreciate it. Ow. Leo, Hazel, and Frank made it out. Oh my god. Okay. Percy turned to the Emperor's box and he says, well, was that entertaining enough for you? Really missed opportunity to quote the Gladiator movie. And if we get to a point in life where these books are adapted into the TV show, I do hope and think that they will change that line to like the famous like, are you not entertained? Missed opportunity in my opinion. Frank and Leo, you are so special to me. They have been special to me this whole book, and they will continue to be special to me for the rest of my life. Oh, House of Hades. That's our next book, bitch. Oh my god, so we're going to Greece. Okay, Mamma Mia. Here I go again. Okay, the doors of death in the underworld are in Tartarus. Okay. We're in Annabeth's chapters now. Does she have 4? That feels like so many. She might only have 3. Let's find out. Oh my god, so where Annabeth is like right over Tartarus? Interesting. Annabeth trapping Arachne with Chinese handcuffs is insane. These books are so silly, but so good at the same time. It's a remarkable balance. It really is. Oh, hell. Oh my god, these stupid prophecies. It pisses me off how much they make sense at the end of books, because it's like, you're so stupid. How did it not make sense the first time you fucking heard it? The giant's bane stands gold and pale, one with pain from a woven jail. It's right in front of your face the whole damn time. Oh my god. I'm sorry. Annabeth doesn't fall into Tartarus. She gets fucking dragged. She's getting dragged right now. Bruh. How the hell are they gonna get out of this? Okay. Let's finish off strong. Oh my god! And Leo thinks that's his fault? Oh my god. I love Leo so fucking bad. The last words of this book. Nemesis wanted him to wreak vengeance on Gaia. Leo would be happy to oblige. He was going to make Gaia sorry she ever messed with Leo Valdez. Love him. Love him. Literally so much. Okay. Finished. Raise your hand if you're proud of me. I know I am. Okay. Thoughts on the book. It did take me a while to get through. And that's not the book's fault. Like I said, that's just me and life getting in the way. And this is so ridiculous. I do think I started this book before I was engaged, which was many months ago. So I did like it. I do think, you know what? Here's my take. I think this book is the revenge of the Sith for these books so far. Now, here's what I mean by that. Whenever somebody says to me that their favorite Star Wars movie is Revenge of the Sith, I'm like, really? Because it's like the ending of Revenge of the Sith. Fantastic moments in Star Wars. Really great third act of that movie. Some of the best stuff in Star Wars. But the first two acts of that movie are kind of boring. Like, whenever someone's like, yeah, my favorite movie, Revenge of the Sith, I'm like, are you talking about the whole movie, or are you just talking about the end? Because the end, I get it. The beginning, though, I could do without. And I do kind of feel like this book is the same in a way. Like the first, like if I were to split this book into 3 acts, like a movie, the last act, really great stuff. Like, I just feel like I breezed through the end of that book. Because like I wanted to. You know what I mean? Like I actually wanted to. Whereas I feel like the first 2 acts of the book, I kind of felt like I was trudging through. Like I was having fun. I was enjoying it. But it wasn't like as spectacular as everyone was making it out to be. And maybe that's my own fault. Maybe I had set some expectations for this book that were not necessary, because going into it, almost everyone I know, a lot of my YouTube comments, a lot of people on Twitter were like, so excited for you to read Mark of Athena. That's my favorite book in the series. So maybe I had expected something far grander than what it was. But On the other side of that coin, I do feel like the ending of this book was as grand as I imagined it to be, with everyone hyping it up. So maybe I just shouldn't have expected the whole book to feel that way, because it, like I said, like, first 2 acts of this book, but the 3rd act of this book, really great. So it's like, if you were to ask me my favorite book in the series, I actually don't know. I don't know if I would pick this one out of the 3 so far, just because I don't know how much I cared for, like, the first half of the book. And, like, really, I only got the most into one of the many side quests in this book because they went to Atlanta. Like, that's the only reason that I was into it. And honestly, I have to say, do these books need to be this big? I think we can cut back on 1 or 2 side quests. They don't need to be this small, but they don't need to be this big. I'm hoping for less side quests in the last 2 books of this series. I do feel like there were just a couple, like 1 or 2 too many side quests in this book. Gosh, but the ending was good. The ending was good, and honestly, I'm very excited to see how House of Hades goes with them being separated, and also how they're just going to survive in Tartarus, because I know they survive. Obviously, it's Percy Jackson and Annabeth Chase. Like, duh. But I'm just curious to see how they do that. I think actually House of Hades could potentially be my favorite, depending on if they kind of don't dilly-dally too much. I think I could really get into it. Now, when am I starting House of Hades? Guys, I don't know. As of me filming this, it's October 22nd. Let me tell you my plans for the rest of the year while I have you here. Finally, I'm going to post this reading vlog, right? Then, what I plan to do leading into the end of November is I'm going to be watching and reacting to Netflix's live-action Avatar: The Last Airbender. Only 8 episodes. It's whatever. But that's going to occupy my time until Stranger Things Season 5 comes out at the end of November. Then I'll be watching and reacting to Stranger Things. And probably doing other videos about Stranger Things. I don't know. Right. Then, not so fast, because then we have Percy Jackson Season 2, December 10th. So then I'll be watching and reacting to Percy Jackson Season 2 every week and making video breakdowns of every episode every week. Then, you thought we were done. Nope. Stranger Things Season 5 will also come out end of December in its multiple volumes. Then I have Bridgerton Season 4 in January and February. Lots going on there. And then I also have plans to watch The Legend of Korra. Guys, it's busy. So I don't know when I'm going to be hitting House of Hades. Probably not for a while. I'll do what I can. But I promise nothing. But I do want to start it. Like, I'm into it. You know what I mean? I just have to find, like, a good time. I do think it is best if I can just set aside a week and just sit down and read. So maybe I'll plan for that. We'll have to wait and see. If I had to give this book a star rating, I'll go ahead and give it 4 out of 5 stars. None of these have been 5 out of 5s for me. The ending was really good. I feel like the beginning of the book was okay. It was like fun because all of our characters were together. But it was just okay. And especially if you compare it to the ending, it was like the ending of the book is like leaps and bounds better, I'd say. Favorite character continues to be Leo. I love him so deeply. I care very much deeply about Leo and Frank. They're so important to me. And I hope that they stay best friends forever. Jason and Piper, listen. There's room to improve, okay? I don't know what happened. I guess it's because Piper met Raina. They butchered my girl Piper, if I'm gonna be honest with you, in this book, in my opinion. Not like hardcore butchered, but kind of, dude. What I remember of Piper from The Lost Hero, like, I saw, obviously there were moments in this book where Piper did manage to, like, be badass. And, like, she got them out of the situation with Hercules. She got them out of the situation with the nymphs. Like, she had her moments to be very badass, but, like, a lot of the time, her chapters were, like, just her being insecure over and over again, and I don't want that for her. That's not Piper, in my opinion. I don't like that Raina got in her head like that. It like not ruined Piper for me, but it ruined Piper in this book for me. Like I was actively not really looking forward to her chapters, which I didn't necessarily enjoy. However, I do remember not necessarily looking forward to her chapters all that much in The Lost Hero. Like I remember when I was reading The Lost Hero, it was like Leo chapters had me up here, and then Jason and Piper were like tied down here for the chapters I didn't really care about. So, in terms of the characters of the 7, Jason and Piper, you two are at the bottom for me, but I'm always looking for improvement. I'm always rooting for improvement from characters. If they can get more interesting in the next book, I would never ever complain. However, Leo continues to be my favorite chapters. Without a doubt. I love Leo and Frank. I love Leo and Hazel. I love Hazel and Frank. Obviously, I love Percy and Annabeth. But it's so different because, like, I've known them for so long. You know what I mean? Oh, man. And the fact that Leo thinks that Percy and Annabeth falling into Tartarus is his fault. Can someone just give him a hug? I just love Leo so bad. I just love him. Love him to death. All right. I do think that does it for my review, though. I had a great time by the end. I'm glad we finally finished it. Sorry this took 40 billion months to read. What can you do? What can you do about it? And you know what else I desperately need to read and do a reading vlog of? Oh, it's not even up there. I need to reread The Titan's Curse. It's in my office right now. It's not even behind me. I need to do a reread of that and do a vlog for it like I did for Sea of Monsters. Oh, but we'll do that probably after season 2 of Percy Jackson. Anyways, yeah, good book. Not sure it'll be my favorite out of the 5, if I'm going to be honest with you guys. Unless these 2 books suck for some reason. I'm not sure this will end up being my favorite. But I had a really fun time at the end. Leo, I love you. Stay safe, King. I'll see you when we get to House of Hades. Oh, I'm glad Nico's with us now. That'll be fun. That'll be a fun little twist. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching my reading vlog. Thank you to the people on Patreon who are on Patreon to watch my daily updates on my reading vlogs. Whenever I do have daily updates, I appreciate it. Comment your thoughts on Mark of Athena personally, without spoiling, obviously, the next 2 books. I would appreciate that. Let me know your thoughts on the book. Let me know if you understand my comparison of this book to Revenge of the Sith. I hope at least one person understands that comparison, because I think that makes some pretty good sense. But that pretty much does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.